Greetings, Keen Fool here. Welcome to the Oxbow. Welcome back to the Oxbow anyway. And now we have a challenge. It's going to be a really busy day. So without further ado, we have to get moving, and I'll talk about the situation as we go. You may notice in the upper left-hand corner that we have an unhappy person. We have an unhappy person because I decided to take on another villager, and at the end of the last episode, I was walking out of town and I said, well, I'll just kind of do a little exploring off camera since it's been already the end of the episode. It's been a long one. I'll just explore a bit here. And I decided, I look into, well, when can I get villagers to come in? So where are they? Who are they? Let's see if I can find somebody with good extraction skill and then go from there. And so I run into a person who is perfect. They have high extraction skill and they're the kind of person I'm looking for. And I'm like, well, let's just try it and see if we can actually recruit them right off the bat. I mean, I don't have houses ready for them yet, but let's see if it'll allow me to do it anyway. And it did. And now, unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, we already have a villager, and I hadn't even gotten my home done, and didn't realize that the first house that you build is automatically yours. Oops. And so I have this person here who is waiting for a house, and they are just absolutely ticked. And they should be, right? They don't have a home. So we gotta fix that. Now, the worst part about this is that I need to finish this and also get that farming task done before season change, since I'd really like to have our beetroots growing into the next season. I'd love to be in a spot where we can move forward and have all of these things accomplished right here in this first season. Is it a lot to do in the first season? Yeah. Is it perhaps too much for the day? We're going to find out, and we're going to try to get this done. So we are desperately going to hope that we can get all of these things accomplished. Now, looking at our efficiency already, I don't know. Here I am hunting for rocks on the mountainside, probably missing a bunch, trying to just get us up to enough for the foundation so we can get rolling from there. I am definitely not going to be building the I'm not going to be building the stone walls on this house. My plan is that I'll finish this bare bones house, the wattle siding, and everything, keep it as simple as possible. And look at all those stones that I find as I just get back in here. And I will use this house for me, and she can have the other one so that we can get that mood improved, since obviously the mood of my character does not matter, I don't think. We'll find out shortly. Alrighty, the hammer's about to break, so we had that as a problem. Luckily, I put this stuff close enough that I can just simply pick it up, and I can finish the frame while I'm over-encumbered, and then get as far in as we can with this, and get this house done. Now, I am guessing that there are going to be people out there who are like, hey, you know, Keen, you could have easily changed some of the sides of the house so you get simpler materials, and I am with you on that, where I probably can change some of these things to make it simpler and save some resources. I won't be able to on, of course, the door. I'm not going to change the roof to planking. We're going with thatch. We're going to have the thatch roof cottages. Trogdor would be very happy. And we will just have to deal with that for now and change it later. We are going to need a lot of logs. Now, to get the farming done correctly, it means we got to take ourselves a little trip into town. We got to get ourselves some fertilizer. We have seeds, we have a hoe, we have the bags. We do not have fertilizer. I also forgot to bring all that stuff with to sell yesterday, so that is definitely a thing we can do as well when we're in town. So this is going to be a rather packed day. Oh, this is one of those spots where I easily could have decided to make a quick change. Saved ourselves just a few sticks. I think it'll be more or less alright. We'll just deal. Now, let's get ourselves going. I'm not a huge fan of taking on all these trees. I'm running up against my my desire to keep the environment rather close to what it was originally and build into the space and try to make choices on the trees later on. Although I was reading in one of the help tips as the game was loading that you can get plant seedlings, or saplings, sorry, which means that you can actually plant trees, I'm gathering. Now that's going to be cool. that might prevent me from having some of my hang-ups on this, where I'm like, well, I don't want to take out all these trees because I want to choose where my trees are. I want to build around it. I want to make the landscape a part of things. That could help me with that. Oh, the axes. We are going to go through axes like they're going out of style. We're in a great area since we have that mine next door to us. Well, right on. Oh. My guy, go ahead and get up. This took me right out at the knee. Done. Don't stand under the tree. Lesson for the day. Please don't stand under the tree that just rolled onto us. I don't know, was that the slight sound of breaking? The breaking of our heart, the breaking of our leg. Oh, falling right over. Oops. This is a great, entertaining move. Wasn't even thinking about it. Just too busy thinking about gathering resources. It was right next to that piece as it fell over. What a hoot. Alright, now we're finishing this thing up. Back to the sticks. We can finish up the thatch. We can finish up some more of the sides. We will have to get some more logs for the internal part. It takes... Oh, I used to have this memorized. I knew exactly how many resources it took because at some point we're going to have villagers producing all of the logs and other items that we need for building, so it's really just a matter of us keeping track of, well, what do I need to have in my inventory to be building so that I can get this done. Still need a couple more sticks, still need another tree, still need to get myself moving. Gotta get this stuff done. We have a very limited amount of time in this day, and without knowing where we have a closer place, and it does appear, well, we're so close between the both, that's a tricky thing. We're almost the same distance between the two towns, and because I'm not familiar, yeah, you go ahead and fall right there. I'm gonna stand back this time. Look at me learning. Look at me learning. Alright, we will stand far enough back from that and not get taken out, and then we'll finish this thing up. I do believe we're going to need more, so probably should have just stayed out there and finished out the rest of that chopping. Get one more tree. And again, it seems like we might be able to plant trees in the village in time. Oops, something I missed. There we go. Not sure why, I just wasn't able to click that. There we go. And then I think we're only onto the internal, and that's a 2-log thing. Really don't want to take out this one, but I also don't want to be sitting here getting to the end of the day. We'll have to see if we can plant large trees as we go. That would surely take us out. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves a little snack. We've been sitting here working so hard. We got to get a little bit of food. Ooh, apparently some of my food was bad. I thought I just roasted that this season. I wonder if that was the stuff that I picked up from Luton, and I wasn't quite paying attention to that. Silly, silly man. That's not what you do. Alrighty. Perfect. Alrighty, now with that, we're going to do some management here. Let us look at you. Open your details. What house? Let's assign you to a small, empty house. That takes care of that, and you're in the woodshed, so we are getting closer. Now, I want to change the houses for me. Details. I want me out of here. And it will not let me get out of there. Oh, unfortunately. Can I assign me to this? Oh, darn it. Well, maybe we'll just have to deal with her at a low mood. That is unfortunate. I was really hoping that I could unassign me from this house and assign her into it, but it's not letting me out of this one. That's too bad. Well, sorry, friend. Wasn't trying to steal the best one from you. Let's drop some things in here and let's be done. I do believe it's going to be worth thinking about this idea that we need that storage. We need a lot of storages. Survival sense, highlighting things. I kind of do like this one, honestly. It's just convenient. And I'm going to take that, but also taking survival knowledge. I want to be sure that I am gaining skills as rapidly as possible. Her needs. She is unhappy. She needs water. She needs food. Yeah, I'm with you. It's time to go rushing back to the market. it is time to get fertilizer, and in the process of this I also want to get us some things like a backpack and a pouch so we can increase our inventory storage capacity. That's the biggest deal, I think, at the start of the game here, is being able to carry more so that we can do more. And right now, this whole like running back and forth thing, no, it's not good. Don't want to keep doing that. And I'm about to have to carry back a bunch of fertilizer. Ideally, I'd like to buy more than we need. We only are going to be buying 16 because we can only get 16. We only have 16 seeds for beetroot. I would like to see if we can pick up some seed while we're there, some other stuff, and then use that for maybe flax. If I remember right, doing flax right off the bat is a really good move since it sells really well. I don't know if they rebalanced the economy for that, so we'll have to see about that. I was reading a bit about how they changed the stone knife economy, which it is good. It was kind of funny being that person who rolls into town like, hey, what's up, y'all? I'm just outside your walls building stone knives. I'll sell them to you. And you're making just tons of money on that, and just it rockets you into the start of the game fast. But it did seem kind of silly, right? Like, you got this person showing up and they just keep selling knives, and everybody says, yeah, okay, I'll take more. I mean, how many you got? You got like 50 stone knives? Oh, I can't get enough. But what are you going to do with all these stone knives? Somewhere out there, there's this underground economy of stone knife trade. We are getting pretty thirsty, so before we get into town, let's take a drink from the river. Oh yeah, and we're stinky. Quick bath. Look at that. Not awkward at all. You didn't just see me jump into the river and drink a bunch of water and take a quick bath and then walk into the village all wet and sopping and probably smelling pretty funky still anyway, because, you know, I was just really sweaty and all I did was jump in the river. Let's not think about that. That's cool. I like the channel here. Got my hammer out. Probably don't need to be threatening people. Alrighty, you are the clother. You are a person I want to talk to. But where are you?
People ride on horses with 2 large hunches on their backs.
I'm good with hearing about that. Let's talk about what you have. Buckets. I do need a bucket. Honestly, I'm going to buy a couple buckets of water, just because I need to be sure that my person has water at home, and I don't want to mess around. If I can get away with it, we're just done. I just have the water buckets in there for them, and we can call it even. Alrighty. Interesting that I can't navigate all the way over to the far side here. I'm having a small issue with my setup here, that I can't navigate to the bar all the way on the side. Strange. We'll sell off the mead, because honestly, we don't need it in comparison to the money. And the wine, obviously, we are going to sell off the things that are worth the most cash. And that puts us in a pretty good spot. We have 1,000. Appreciate you. A hunting lodge, okay, that's good stuff. I'm happy about that. Oh, well, that's tricky. I mean, alright, there's definitely a lot more colors than just brown and white. I'm happy that you found that. Happy that you found that one out. Alrighty, pouch. I think we want the large. Ooh. Well, small backpack is good. Do we have the simple backpack? With small backpack. We want the simple backpack. I would love to have gotten the large backpack. Large saddlebag, large pouch. Looks like we're going to be stuck with just that. And that is fine. We do just need more capacity. Simple large backpack. Just brain didn't see that. Okay. That's a entertaining voice right there. I do appreciate that there's more liveliness and vibrance in the game because of adding some voices to things. She sounded a little harsh. I don't know, she sounds interesting. We'll see. Alright, looks like, oh, I sold my bucket to this guy. I need that back. That was silly. Honestly, silly mistake. Hey, right, I get the name Keen Fool, right? That's just what it is. I make foolish mistakes. It's what it is. And then we want to look at this utility belt thing. What's this about? Okay, so this is just like this is a flirting thing. That's cool. Where have all the good men gone? Ah, they're right. Well, I'd like to think of myself as one of the good men. Here we are. More buckets, more things. I don't really think this is the right move for us, but I really do need to figure out who. They do not disappoint. I'm sorry for rushing you through that. I need fertilizer. Are you the guy? You are the guy. we need... let's double it. We're 32. That's handy. Ooh, and flaxseed. Yes, indeed. Give me some. Oh, only 5. Oh, 5 of those. Okay, well, and I don't have anywhere to convert the flax to get the seeds from it. That's unfortunate. Otherwise, I'd just say, well, let's just get the flax and go from it. Or go for it. That is, go from it. Go for it. What would be another good sell? Rye tends to do well. Wheat is okay. Wheat tends to do well. We'll... Oh, not enough coin. Unfortunate. That's going to just be what it is for now. Let's go with it. Alright, now is the next part where we start thinking about this idea that, you know what? I have way too much to do and not enough time. We can't be staying here any longer. And if I can get away with it, we're going to expand that village. And we're going to make it so that we have significantly more going on. We need a food storage at some point. We need a... Oh, gee, a well. I don't have a well. And I think from there, it's then time to start expanding houses so we can get villagers working, and we can get ourselves being able to focus more on the building side and the villagers doing the working side. That's the goal. And I do really want to get to that mine. I want to be able to start utilizing the mine, which means the smithy. That's the other major thing that's going to happen. It's not going to happen this season. It's just not. There's just no way. I am thinking that one item I don't want to forget before the season change is that I left a lot of copper ore just sitting in the tunnels. Alright, I thought I already gathered all that stuff, but I'll take some freebies. Cherry wine. Sweet cherry wine. We'll sell that next season. At some point getting a tavern is handy, because then you get the ability to make wine and mead and things like that. I wonder if they changed the sequencing for that, where you can get it sooner. I know one of the things that was really kind of frustrating when designing my first villages was that I have to wait all the way until the end just to get my tavern, but I really wanted that tavern to be kind of like the walk into the village focal point and look at it as that gathering center, right? Like it's the meeting place of the village. But I'm sitting here having to go through all the unlocks just to get to the tavern, just to be able to see it in its place. I used to love the fact that you could do a Tavern 1, Tavern 2, Tavern 3, and yeah, they could do different things, and it was just nice to be able to have that focal place in the village that you could look to for being the gathering place, the meeting center for your village, and just get that set up and living, right? Seeing people go in and out of it, seeing people do things. Gathering up these logs, partly because I'm hoping to take advantage of the time we have left, if we have a lot of time left, which is not likely, and try to get our next structure up. Or perhaps the next thing I'll need them for is just I'll discover that I need to build another hoe, and I'm going to need them ready to go. I'm pretty sure our copper hoe is in bad shape. Let's just put the farmland right here to be simple. Now, it's been a pinch of time since I have done this, so let us get our field ready to go. We wanted to do a 4x4 for 16. But we're actually going to do 4x8. The reason being is that I want more space available. I probably could have done this with 2 different fields and saved myself a little bit of hassle. This might have been yet another moment where I'm trying my best to get as much done as possible, and I might have bit off more than I can chew. We are going to go for it though. And it's going to be one of those things where this pays off later a lot. Having a villager right off the bat now working at the woodshed, that pays off a lot. Because I have logs just passively showing up, I can have sticks passively showing up, I can have all kinds of resources passively showing up, and I don't have to spend my time running out, chopping out a tree, running back. Even though we have the ability now to carry more, which helps a lot, it saves even more time to just not have to do it. And that's a big deal. Oops, that was a mess. It is now time. So we took the hoe, and first thing we have to do is cultivate the land. We have to make it so that we can actually use this land and get it set. We'll put our bag on slot number 8, right click and go to fields, and we'll click on fertilizer and put a cat on our lap. I got a cat coming by saying hi, ready to be a part of this too. She wants to see what we're up to. But she also likes to just kind of stand there and be like, hey, yo, hey, what's up? What you doing? What you doing, man? What you doing? What you doing? You look at me? Alright, time petting the cat. She's a sweetheart. We have our little time together playing here. She snuggles up, and we just kind of hang out. And she'll be purring like a little machine. Alright, getting the fertilizer down starts us off and allows us to plant our seeds. If I remember right, we did not have enough to go all the way for this. So we really only need to do a 4x4 grid. So that was a 1, 2, 3, and 4. We had 5 extra seeds, so we'll do our 5 extra seeds. I might have gone a little farther than 4. Might help just to take out the seeds and finish that up. Let's go for it. So we take our bag, we right click again, we click on fields, and we are on beetroot seeds. Oh no! I decided to put the seeds in the storage. Yet another thing that will slow us down. Let's go! We'll get the seeds, we'll head back, and then we'll be set. That's the beetroot seed that we need. Oh, thanks for letting me know the thing. Oh, we're getting more learnings happening. I do appreciate the tutorial tips as we go. It is just handy, right? It's nice to know some things and get some insight into what's going on. I'm pretty confident I know what I'm doing, so we're just going to go straight to it. We're just going to make it happen. And we're going to right click again. Now that we have our seeds, we go over to beetroot. It says spring into autumn. Oh, I didn't cultivate yet. See, I'm a silly person, aren't I? Take this. Oh, duh, because why would you cultivate after putting the seeds in there? I mean, who am I? I guess at least I knew that I needed it. Alrighty, that's a miss. Oh no. And the end of the day is approaching fast. Let's make ourselves another hoe. One of the reasons why I needed to be carrying around those logs is that I needed to be sure that I would be able to build a hoe and continue this process. Now the reason I want to do this is that I have the beetroot seeds, right? Like that's number one. I want to get these things growing. I want to take advantage of this first day so that I get as much as possible. Probably could have just done this and not tried to get a villager. That might have been the right move. But I think if I can get away with it, and if they don't leave on us, which would be really unfortunate because I think you take a pretty big hit to Dynasty rep. If they don't, or if they don't give a hit to Dynasty rep, then it's just what it is. We lose a person who could have benefited us a lot, which isn't terrible, but isn't good. If we can get all this done this first season, we stand to start our next season big, and we stand to make lots of money with the mine and the smithy. By having this done, I get to finish that major quest, the medieval marketing, as soon as possible, which I am a huge fan of. Flax, spring to summer. 1. Looks like we're going to do it. Thinking about the fact that I need to harvest this next season, that's a thing. It's just worth having the back of the mind saying, I do have to harvest this next season, so I should probably think timing-wise on that too. But we're going for it. We're just going for it. That's what we're doing. We are going to push it, and we're going to try to get as far as we can. That's it. All of our little needs for this field are done. We're going to give you one of the buckets of water. We're going to give you cabbage, and I'm going to hope that that means that you actually eat them. That's convenient. Now it says, oh, we have our technology. Let's go to management. Our mood is a problem, but it is rising, which is fantastic. Now, it's saying that we have a status issue. Have we not assigned the work for this building? No buildings. That's a strange thing to see. Let's go into the building management then. Let's look at the woodshed and let's say open the details. Okay, so I just couldn't get to it in the other one. That's interesting. I guess I just need to be here. Oh no, I am having that trouble. For some reason I can't get my mouse over to the far side. That is a bizarre error to have. So we will just simply have to make do. I wonder if I can say plus or minus. I cannot. Here we go. Oh, I can press enter. That is how we're going to solve this problem. Interesting that I'm having this small issue, and obviously I'll look into this for next time. Conveniently, I hope it does help. I've changed the graphics settings, and I think that this is going a lot better. This looks much cleaner here. I hope you're seeing the exact same thing on your end. Can't do that, so can't get rid of that though, so we'll just ignore it. I want as many logs as possible. Let's just max that out. And I can, oh yeah, I can press the minus key. We'll just go maxed out. Okay, that's perfect. With that being said, we need a food storage. We do need a food storage. Actually, she's not complaining yet because she doesn't need the food storage immediately since it's in her inventory at home. So, oh, we're not there yet. We need production. So it looks like we need to keep building things. Ah, that's the other thing we need. We need firewood. So let's make that happen. We'll make the firewood. Season change-wise, it looks like we are just going to get it all. We are going to win big this season. We are going to have all that we need, and that's just fine by me. We will have a nice transition into the next season. I know she's not happy, so this might not be a bad space to think about building that next house. And just, why not? Let's be done with it and have a space for her to move into and increase mood, which would be good, and allow us to have our next person available. Firewood is now taken care of. She is working. We are getting logs. I really think that I'd like to get that food storage built. I don't think that's the right move, though. Interesting, is it, though? Right? Because this is where they work and store. I mean, it's helpful, but I just don't know if it's necessary. It's going to be helpful to have a barn at some point, but I also want to really think about where that barn goes. I do want to have the fishing hut eventually. We're not there yet. That hut will be a big deal. The hunter's cabin will be a big deal. Do want a well. And a well, it's kind of silly to build a well right by the water, so we'll build it on the upper area when we start getting our houses set. With that, I think for now, I'm really happy with where we got for today. And the rest of this, honestly, this is just going to be me placing things down. I'll talk you through the thought process, and we'll make some things. But I'm really happy. This day ended with a lot getting done. We are in a great spot. We do have some low mood. That's going to be fixed in time. We'll take care of that. And I am going to build a bunch of stone knives. They're not going to be worth much, but I do need to build things. I need to have, absolutely must build up my production skill. And that's where we're going with all this. So if that means building a bunch of stone knives just for the sake of building stone knives, then it means building a bunch of stone knives for the sake of building stone knives. And they'll sell them off next season, and we'll be good to go. Cat agrees. Cat says, yeah, it's good to go. Good plan. Alrighty, now I did talk about wanting to put some village houses on this hill. And as we're looking here, a lot of this is pretty significantly steep hill. And that means we end up with that walkway set up, and that's fine. I don't mind that so much. It can look interesting. I don't want to stray too far. Do like the idea about having a couple things by this roadway. Since this is a walkway, we are right next to the main travel area. Not a bad spot. Not a bad spot at all. We could have an overlook here. I like the idea of having like a sitting area overlooking our village and it being kind of like a recreational spot, right? Like this could be just a relaxation point and a good view, right? Make this into a feature. We'll make this into a decorated area and a feature to look over the village heading that way. And the beautiful lake and cliffsides going this way. Oh, interesting. There's some buildings on top of the cliff over there. Oh, some over there too. Ooh, built right on the edge. That's precarious. Well, with that, y'all, I think this is it. This is the end of the day. If anything, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on that building. I'll see how far I can get. I'll just see if I can build that house. And next time we come back together again here, let's take off from where we left off. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day.